I usually, when come to this moment, I'm very, how to say, excited, and sometimes I'm too excited and I don't know what I'm going to say. But I think from the beginning we keep saying the program book. I like you to keep your program book, and because you're going to receive tons of pictures, and sometimes those pictures you don't know the sequence. So program book going to help you to flash back to all the memory. During the trip, I keep saying every picture you have from cousin. Every picture you have to have the 5W1H. First you think about this picture, you say, when was it? Okay, what was it? This picture is about something, what was it? Who was in there? And what are we doing there? And why we are doing this? You think about those. And then, if you are a blogger, I'm a blogger. I keep several blogs. So I'm a blogger. I use each picture, then I flash back to the program book. I know exactly where it is, what day it is, why we are doing this, and what's the goal of it. And then you start to write down the story. Each picture, each story, and in the future, if you are teaching T class, you leading the tasting, use those as the big slide picture, and start to share a story. Sharing tea is not that difficult. Sharing tea is sharing the story, sharing your feeling, sharing the pressure moment, you and that tea you just encountered. I always say, good tea for you to encounter. A lot of people use the word pursue. I say, you never can pursue good tea. It just encounter. In your lifetime, in that special moment, you encounter with that tea. So treasure the picture sent it out by Josephine, taken by cousin, and then use the program book, flash back the time, the place, like at Mr. Lin's place, at Johnny's place, at certain place. So flash back there, who is doing that? Why they are doing that? What is the goal with doing this? Then you have your story on that. Again, this is a nice year already. Time flies. When we have first toast, I don't know whether I want to do it anymore. It's not easy, really. The whole thing is not easy. And a bunch of people,
good search cycle for you guys.
A bunch of people from different where have different background. They are in different business sector. They have different expectation too. So people say, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. So it's not easy. Without Josephine, I won't do the second time. I would stop first time because too much to do. I'm the orchestrator. I orchestrate the program, but she's the conductor. She touch up all the details. And sometimes she says she is toast mama. She had to be a mama to make sure, listen up, do this and don't do that. Sometimes she had to play the role and people say, Thomas, you're so easy, you're sitting there, Well, I know how tough it is. I know my limitation. I cannot do it. So I need somebody can do better job. So she is really excellent conductor. But then look at it in the program book. It's never Thomason. It's never Josephson. It won't be Normanson. It won't be Mr. Lin. It won't be Jonathan. It's a whole team effort. You probably don't see a lot of organization. They show their face. For example, the Taiwan Agriculture Department, COA. You don't show them there because at the beginning they say, what can we help? Josephine and I think, because we live in the United States, we've been there long enough. We say, no, if with government help, then we have a lot of interference and we lose our freedom. We say, no, thank you. But only thing we know is pay attention to what we do. And when the toast ends, we're going to have a lot of things we like to share. So tomorrow morning in Central Taiwan, there's a conference. I'm sharing what happened the last year in the United States, sharing what happened about this toast. Because I told them, I said, leave us alone. We do with our best effort, but we will share. Because all the experience is really not for us. It's really for whole Taiwan tea industry. Second thing is, they have a lot of organizations like TTMA. You don't see them. They are Taiwan Tea Manufacturers Association. And TCTMA, Taipei City Tea Merchant Association. TRES. Taiwan Tea Research and Extension Center. You don't say it's easy. You try to hire a taxi. You say, I'm going to visit you, TRES. You're going to be kicked out because this is a research center. Why you come here? Where is your permit? Who should allow you to do it? But with TOST, we have that privilege. I think, it's really team effort. Plus, the next one is all these manufacturers, all these farmers. Every year, we are lucky we can pick certain farmers. We want to do Alishan tea. We want to do Salmon Lake tea. We want to do Wenshan tea. We want to do Taidong Oolong tea. Every time we come out with an idea, it's not only one farmer come to us. They all welcome us. Say, come to my place, come to my place. They try to put us there. But we have to be very careful. Josephine and I, or Norman, we like to do a scouting. We don't bring you to some place we didn't go to visit and scout first. Because we learn from the experience. Some place, if we don't scout and we go there, for example, this year, we go to Tongro Tea Factory. That's totally disappointed because I didn't do a scout. But as on the way from Johnny's place to some place, if you didn't scout, so you probably expect something, then you find out it's not really not something we can expect. So it takes time to scout and to experience. But lucky is we have so many farmers and factories because we have cracked it. If we say we want to come to your place, they say, okay, what should we prepare? Mr. Lin, they have to start to line and discuss what should we prepare. Mrs. Lin say, should we do this? Should we do that? They show their support. They show their passion because they are thinking one thing. We're not just going to help Mr. Lin's tea. We're not going to just help HGT, Hua Gang's tea. We are thinking helping the whole Taiwan tea industry. So when they are doing the TOST program, in their mind, they are thinking they are doing for Taiwan. And then look at the program is, for example, last night, I am really touched is on the bus coming back after email dinner. We're still talking, we're still thinking, and we still have also. And then after that, we come back here, listen to Andy's presentation. I'm really so touched. I mean,
and Jay.
No, this bunch really the TOST nice year. You guys are marvelous. Really, you guys are marvelous. Every one of you really willing to share. I am very nervous, only to tell you, about FISMA because my market is in the United States. FISMA made me very nervous. I always think I'm not ready. What should I do? But if you keep worrying something and you don't take action to think ahead, doesn't help for Taiwan tea industry at all. So I want to encourage you. Look at Mr. Lin, ISO 22000. Johnny, ISO 22000. They both with 5-star. Okay. If you ask me whether they tea safe or not, when they take the lead into their premise, ISO 22000, they want you to make sure you have documentation. The lead, have to pass, the chemical test. No pesticide, no something. They want to do that. And they want to, if you do pesticide, then how many days ago? Traceability. They want to make sure. Yes, you do pesticide, but 14 days ahead. Not now, so they have to follow the discipline. Otherwise, they get their license revoked. So we are worried about FISMA, but we already been prepared for quite a few years already. More and more tea farmers, tea factory, ISO 22000. So that part, is really, you deal with the compliance, and then you prevent something going to hit you hard. Then you'll be okay, just like email. And lucky is we have partner like email, and we have partner like TTC. Quite a few years ago, when we end up our program to see all sites, I arranged to visit the OT factory. So a lot of our members bring the image is Taiwan tea factory is really big and kind of old and not up to date, So that message passed to my ear. I said, gee, I made a mistake. I should answer differently. So lucky I had Luis Cole, the email president, give us the big support. Our last stop is always email. To see the lab, to see the warehouse, to see the story. You know, they are really built up a good story for their business. And also, we get the privilege to have the TTC. TTC not just like regular individual farmer, individual factory. TTC, if I flash back the memory, you know, we keep saying Japanese colonize here in Taiwan. TTC used to be Mitsui Norin. It's a Mitsui trading company in their agriculture department. When they are in Taiwan, they are the big boss, you know, like a mafia, domain the whole agriculture in Taiwan. So TTC used to be Mitsui Norin. So they have all the major big factory in each tea district. And when the compliance hit Taiwan, so TTC, because they are on stock market, they have their money to modify their facility. So they have the refinery side, they have different side, you know, they do everything, you know, from that. And now they are planting 600 hectares of tea plantation in southern part of Taitung. So the next TOST, maybe we will be able to see that. So TTC, we call them up, we talk to the tea department manager. I say, you know what, TOST program, if not ended up the last day to visit your place, then that will leave the bad image. They all thought in Taiwan, all the tea in a small farmer's tea factory or in maybe 120 years old tea factory. They probably don't know Taiwan do have some modern facility is processing the tea. So that really, every year we find something to complete the puzzle. And we want the program, in short, we don't want to extend more days. 7 days, 8 days is long enough, we have business to take care. So we don't want to extend, but we want to fulfill each day. So I hope, again, here you have the program book. Don't throw it away, Some people maybe leave in the room, don't pack in your luggage. That's a big mistake. You need it because when cousin picture ready for you, you need to check and write down when it is, where it is, who is doing that, something there. So that will be helping you. And another thing is not easy to digest in one trip, TOST trip, not easy. So take time to digest and feel free to email me or sign up on Facebook. We are pretty active there, so we can continue talking. Learning something is not just one shot deal, it's lifetime. So continue. If you see something you have question, then that's the time you really learn. And then don't forget that I personally also work for World Tea Expo Advisory Council. So if you're ready to teach, let me know, I help you. Okay? And if you're not ready, but you want to be present at some training class, let me know. When we are doing something, I always find place to teach. So when I do the teach, I will shy away. I will let you to lead the teaching. Because only when you teach, you are really learning. If you don't stand in front to lead the cupping, to lead the testing, to share the story, all those information, you assume you know, you actually don't know yet. But when you start to teach, when you start to share, that's the moment how much you really know about it. What is the confidence level? Then you say, give Thomas a call, give Joseph a call. Hey, look at this picture. What we are really doing there? What is the goal we are doing there? Why Mr. Lin asked us to do another tumbling? Why Mr. Lin asked us to do? They all have reason behind it. So you have to get it, and then you can share it. And I think your teaching will be very much, like people saying, you are good, you are really good. So that is the something part. To end of this experience, I used the word 1,000 years ago. The master, Senno Ryukyu, okay, the Japanese tea master. They say, Ichigo Ichi-e. Ichigo Ichi-e means this is your lifetime experience. Because he was invited by emperor, Japanese emperor, to serve tea to a lot of commander. They are going to lead a troop to fight on the battlefield. So, the master Senno Ryukyu make the tea, prepare tea. I'm the tea master, I make the tea for you. Per emperor's instruction. So you make the tea, it's no big deal. But what happens after a certain time, you find out those commander, those the really admirer, they never have chance to sit the second time. They die on the battlefield. They never had chance. So one night he said, wait a minute. It's actually one time only. That's a lifetime for each person to encounter with that tea experience. So from last thinking, he said, from now on, I will treat the tea as a ichigo ichie. Means that no matter the emperor asks me to do it, or I just do it myself, or my wife wants me to do it, whatever. Anytime I deal with tea, I show my full respect. I'm going to prepare the tea with my heart, and I'm going to let everyone have that experience. This tea is presented by me with full respect, full heart. That's called ichigo ichie. And I want you to treat the TOST experience just like that. And Josephine and I and Norman and all our team in Taiwan, actually we treat that. Every toast to us is ichigo ichie, is a one-time experience. Every year we have different bunch, different group, and we learn something really from different mix-up and together. I think that's cool. So Josephine and I decide to group the TOST family. We want to do, maybe we can have a reunion at the World Tea Expo. So if we do have that announcement, I hope we can plug in again. We can share after the TOST, what have you done in year two, maybe we can share again. So another good thing is, like I said, learning Taiwan tea actually after the Taiwan Oolong, it's easy for you to understand black tea. And also a lot easier for you to understand green tea. Remember that green tea in this end, black tea in this end. In the middle, have so complicated, lightly oxidized, light fine baking, medium oxidized, high fine baking. Oolong is really a spectrum from different level of oxidation level, then from different program of baking, and then from different skill of rolling. So oolong if you get it on oolong, actually it's so easy for you to understand black tea. If you get it on oolong, so easy for you to understand green tea. So that's why we see, we learn from the most difficult one. And you out from the most difficult one, then you come back to the rest of the tea world, it's a lot easier. I thank you very much to bear with me for the last 8 days. It's a great experience. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah.